Alright, so I got two guns on one video this time, just to compact it. Basically, this is one person that owns both of these. I have a third gun of his that I'm going to be working on later. I actually kind of tricked out more than both of these. This one's pretty dang cool though. So, I'm just going to start with this one. This is a Classic Army metal body arm light trademarked. Pretty nice, honestly. The metal body ones are really nice. Very solid rail. I like the front sight that flips up and flips down instead of the built-in one. And then this one flips down too. So very customizable. It's got a suppressor on it already. It's a Gemtech black side or whatever. Doesn't have a caliber. It's just an airsoft. It's kind of fake, honestly. Does come off. It isn't glued on there, so that's nice. So the inner barrel does not go through it at all, so it's just a stock inner barrel. So I would just throw a flash hider on here, or a muzzle brake. That'd be cooler in my opinion. I don't really like a suppressor on a long gun like this. Now this is a carbine, so it's a 14.5 inch barrel, metal, the metal rail system. Standard features like the charging handle, selector switch, safe semi full auto, but the markings are really nice. It's got a metal buffer tube, standard pistol grip, and then a standard crane stock with a metal buffer tube. I have a Dean's 11.1 in the stock already. For the internals, it is running the stock hop-up barrel bucking, I believe. That's what my friend had in here. And then the gearbox is basically all stock except for a M120 spring and a Crytek high torque motor, 30K, brand new. It needed those upgrades. The wiring also needed to be replaced, so I wired it to G&G trigger contacts, brand new. And then moving on to the next one, this is a Magpul receiver GMP with a Daniel Defense rail system. Flashlight on here as well. It looks like it's what are those brands? Night Force or Infinity? I forget. My buddy used to have a couple of these back before he moved to Utah. And then there's a pressure pad over here, which seems nice. It's hooked up to the PEC box as well, and the PEC box seems to function. And it's probably dead. I don't know. I don't want to go messing around with this stuff. But it's supposedly a functional PEC box, not a fake one. This has components in it. And then a nice flashlight with pressure switch, MOE, vertical grip up front. I can see the barrel is a GMP. I think it's it says 1-in-7 twist, 5.56 NATO. I love that. The GMPs have that trademarking. Metal flash hider, and then yeah, the rail system, metal buffer tube. It has a Magpul sight on the back. Metal buffer tube. Again, the Magpul receiver. This pistol grip I had laying around. I think it's a Lonex. I think it's a Lonex. I had to put it on here because the Magpul one that he had was messing with the motor height. So this is what I had to use. And then this sight is mine. I just tossed it on here to complete the gun. I assume he has some optic that he took off there. I just have a crappy 11.1 LiPo. I'll talk about that a little later. Hop-up, I believe, is all stock. I think. I didn't mess with it. It's got this metal unit with red wheels. And then it was a brass inner barrel, and it just looks stock, and it shoots great. Gearbox internals, it has an ASG 30K motor. It's got an ASCU Gen 4 Plus Mosfet, which I generally don't use. I used one of the Gen 3s, and it fried right away, literally right away, within a mag. And then I had another one that fried. It was the Gen 4. I don't think it was the Plus. I think there's a difference between the two. This was a Plus that I got on eBike for a very good price. They reduced the cost because, well, they're not very popular anymore. There's a lot better choices. But for the price, this one's not bad, especially for that decrease in cost. I think it was like 60 bucks. I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. The only other Mosfet that these type that you can get for that price is the G&G ETU, and those are complete garbage. So it's got the GMP steel bearings, it's got SHS 12-to-1 gears, it's got a Matrix M120 spring, aluminum piston head with the SHS piston if I didn't already say, and then it's got like the GMP shell, GMP nozzle. I did put a sector chip on here. It shoots and feeds fantastic. Trigger pull is pretty short, but it's also a very light pull. I bent the spring so it's super light. It actually shoots pretty good. This is a pretty crap battery. I've got a Crytek high cap for the GMP, a Banff with 2.5s for the GMP, and then just a Lonex flash mag with 2.8s, Valken 2.8s. 2.8 setting on the chrono, so I'm just going to do 0.3s. It's the closest thing. Okay, let's go ahead and see what readings we get. It's pretty high, guys. 390, 392, 393, 392, 390, 390, 387, 389. Dude, that is really hot. That is outdoor FPS. Now, I'm not getting the correct joules. Again, 2.8s, chronoing with 3s, 2.1 joules, 1.1. It's definitely not that. It's probably 2 flat with 2.8s. That's still pretty incredible. So, I don't know, that's probably 450 with the 2. I did not know that spring would be that heavy. I thought I had an M120 on hand, but maybe it was a 125 or something. It has very good compression, so I don't know. I don't know if he wants me to leave it at this, but this FPS probably would not be able to be used at a field. I do know he plays with, like, friends and stuff sometimes, so maybe this will just be a kind of higher FPS when he's hanging out with the friends and just pelting them and giving them welts. I have the hop-up almost max. It's almost max, but I mean, this thing's still shooting 200 feet with 2.8s. That's pretty incredible. The rate of fire is still getting 20, maybe 22. Some of the BBs drop a little low. I don't know if that's kind of a hop-up thing. It probably is. It's stock hop-up parts. I don't really know if he wants me to do anything about it. Every once in a while, there's one that just goes low. So the safety does work on this Mosfet, which is nice. Let's try a high cap. This is 2.5s Valken. I might need to tighten this hop-up wheel. Wow. I like that trigger, how light the spring is. Now, it's not spammable, okay, but it's still pretty quick. It's like the ASCUs in the Scorpion Evos, you know? Nothing too crazy, but, oh man, it's pretty nice. Very tactile button, just like a Spectre BTC. So I totally forgot to chrono this one. So let's do that now with 2.5s. 370, 367, 368, 367, 366, 366, 366, 366, 366.8. I kid you not. That's how consistent this gun is. Now, it is shooting a little hot as well. This is the Matrix M120. I think it'll break in, hopefully. Maybe he can use this a couple times. 1.55 joules with a 2.5 is generally allowed at most milsims. Some outdoor fields might be like, eh. So, I don't know about the places that he would go to in this state. I think they would allow it, because he's probably a 405, 410, maybe with a .2. So, I highly doubt they would tell you over 5 or 10 FPS to, like, go home. You can't use that gun. I don't. But very responsive on semi. It is cycle completion, so that spring is all the way forward, so it kind of has that interesting sound. And then, let's try full auto. So we're getting some pretty high rate of fire, higher rate of fire than I imagined. It's about 30 rounds a second. I think it's going to be lower than this. The hop-up might be adjusting itself. I think that wheel needs to be tightened. Let me see if I can, like, hold it. Too high. I'll see if I can hold it there. Dang, that shoots really good. When I hold the hop-up there, I think I need to put a shim on this hop-up screw. So I will do that, but it shoots really nice. If it stays still and and consistent. Wow. Pretty nice, guys. I am pretty impressed with this ASCU, to be honest. I've installed 2 other ones and they both broke. One of them fried within a mag. It just literally started smoking. And that was a build similar to this. And then I did a lower speed build. And that one fried within, I think it was like 600 rounds or something. It was quick. This thing has been through about 1,000 cycles and has not fried. So, I don't know, guys. This one's working for me. Some people swear by them, especially in other countries. Like Europe, they used to be really popular in Europe. It's still pretty nice, and it feeds great. So, Banff mid-cap with .25s fed 100%. 100%. Semi-full auto. So this thing is feeding perfectly. That's 30 RPS too.